17. Order, Embioptera. Synonyms, Embiodia, Embiodina. Etymology, Embia lively, ptera wings. Common names, embids, web spinners. Characters, they are small elongate soft-bodied insects. Antenna is filiform. Mouth parts are chewing type. Basitarsus of the foreleg is greatly enlarged. Silk glands and spinnerets are found in the basitarsus. Hind femur is enlarged and helps in backward running. Male has well-developed wings, while female is apteris. Wings are elongate, nearly equal, smoky brown with reduced wing venation. Radial vein is thick. Cerci are asymmetrical. Left circus is one-segmented and it serves as clasper. Cerci are equal and two-segmented in female. Embids are gregarious and live inside tubular silken tunnels beneath stones, logs and bark of trees. Silken tunnels give protection against predators, prevent excessive water loss from the body and provide a humid atmosphere. Females show strong parental care and they nurse the eggs and nymphs. They feed on decaying plant matter. Chapter 25. Study of insect orders. Isoptera, Zoroptera. 18. Order, Isoptera. Synonyms, Termitina, Termitida, Socialia. Etymology, iso equal, ptera wing. Common names, termites, white ants. Characters, they are small grayish-white, soft-bodied insects. The body is pale yellow in color because of weak sclerotization. Compound eyes are present in alate forms and usually absent in apteris forms. Antennae are short and maniliform. Mouth parts are adapted for biting and chewing. Two pairs of wings are present which are identical in size, form and venation. Wings are membranous and semi-transparent. Venation is not distinct. Veins near the costal and anal margin alone are distinct. Anterior veins are more sclerotized. Wings are flexed over the abdomen at rest. They are extended beyond the abdomen. Wings are present only in sexually mature forms during swarming season. Wing shedding takes place along the basal or humeral suture, after swarming. The remanent or the stump remaining behind is called scale. Abdomen is broadly jointed to the thorax without constriction. External genital organs are lacking in both the sexes. Cerci are short. Specialities. They are ancient polymorphic, social insects living in colonies. Internal characters. Salivary glands are well developed. Rectum is distended forming rectal pouch to accommodate large number of intestinal symbionts. Fat body development is extensive in male and female reproductives. Soil inhabiting termites construct earthen mounds called termitaria. They have evolved complex relationships with other organisms like bacteria, protozoa and fungi which help them in the digestion of wood. Incessant food sharing trophallaxis occurs between the members of the community by mouth-to-mouth and anus-to-mouth food transfer. Importance. Termites are nature's scavengers. They convert logs, stumps, branches etc. to humus. Many are injurious to crops, furniture and woodworks of buildings. 19. Order, Zoroptera, Zoropterans, angelinsects. The Zoropterans are minute insects, 3 mm or less in length, and may be winged or wingless. The winged forms are generally dark, and the wingless forms are usually pale. The Zoropterans are a little like termites in general appearance and are gregarious. The order was not discovered until 1913. Winged and wingless forms occur in both sexes. The forewings are membranous, with much reduced venation and with the hind wings smaller than the front wings. The wings of the adult are eventually shed, as in ants and termites, leaving stubs attached to the thorax. The antennae are maniliform and 9-segmented as adults. The wingless forms lack both compound eyes and 3 ocelli. The tarsi are 2-segmented, and each tarsus bears 2 claws. The cerci are short and unsegmented and terminate in a long bristle. The abdomen is short, oval and terminates in a long bristle. The abdomen is short, oval and 10-segmented. The mouth parts are simple. Apparently there are 4 juvenile instarts in the common species in North America. Identification characteristics. A are minute annex, 3 mm or less in length. B, winged or wingless. C, forewings are membranous with reduced venation. D, antennae are maniliform. E, cerci are unsegmented with terminal bristle. E.g. Eusosaurus hubbardi. Chapter 26. Study of insect orders. Mantodia, Blatodia. 19. Order, Mantodia mantids. Mantids are large, elongate, rather slow-moving insects that are striking in appearance because of their peculiarly modified front legs. The prothorax is greatly lengthened and movably attached to the pterothorax. The front coxae are very long and mobile, and the front femora and tibia are armed with strong spines and fitted for grasping prey. The head is freely movable. Mantids are the only insects that can look over their shoulders. These insects are highly predaceous and feed on a variety of insects, including other mantids. They usually lie in wait for their prey with the front legs in an upraised position. This position has front legs in an upraised position. This position has front legs in an upraised position. This position has given rise to the common names, praying mantis, and soothsayer, that are often applied to these insects. Mantids overwinter in the egg stage, and the eggs are deposited on twigs or grass stems in a styrofoam-like egg case of ootheca secreted by the female. Each egg case may contain 200 or more eggs. If brought into the house and kept warm, the eggs will hatch in late winter or early spring, and the nymphs, unless supplied with food, will eat each other until one large nymph remains. There are more than 1,500 species in 8 families of mantids in the world, most of which are tropical. Identification characteristics. A. Antennae cetaceous filiform. B. Mouth parts biting type. C. Prothorax is greatly lengthened. D. Front coxae are very long and mobile. E. Front leg is raptorial type. F. Head is distinct and freely movable. G. Cerci many segmented. H. Eggs contained in ootheca. E.g. Gongylus gongoloids. 20. Order, Blatodia cockroaches. Cockroaches are cursorial insects with 5 segmented tarsi and none of the legs modified for digging or grasping. They run very fast, as anyone who attempts to step on one soon discovers. The body is oval and flattened, and the head is concealed from above by the pronotum. Tympana and stridulating organs usually are absent. Wings are generally present, although in some species they are much reduced. The females of many species have shorter wings than the males. The cerci are aneto many segmented and usually fairly long. The antennae are long and filiform. These insects are rather generalized feeders. The eggs are enclosed in capsules or oothecae, which may be deposited immediately after they are formed, carried about on the end of the abdomen of the female until the eggs hatch, or carried internally in uterus or brood pouch for the full gestation period. Cockroaches are primarily tropical insects, and most North American species occur in the southern part of the United States. Some tropical species are occasionally brought into the north in shipments of bananas or other tropical fruits. The most commonly encountered cockroaches in the north are those that invade houses, where they are often serious pests. None is known to be a specific vector of disease, but they feed on all sorts of things in-house. They contaminate food, they have an unpleasant odor, and their presence is often very annoying. Identification characteristics. A head covered from above by the pronotal shield. B. Body dorsoventrally flattened. C. Acheli 2. D. All legs are modified as cursorial, running, type e.g. Paraplanata americana, Blatta orientalis chapter 27. Study of insect orders, Hemiptera, Thysanoptera. 21. Order, Hemiptera. Synonym, Ringcota. Etymology, hemi-half, ptera wing. Common name, true bugs. General characters, head is opistognathous. Mouth parts are piercing and sucking type. Two pairs of bristle-like stylets which are the modified mandibles and maxillae are present. Stylets rest in the grooved labium or rostrum. Both labial palps and maxillary palps are atrophied. Mesothorax is represented dorsally by scutellum. Forewings are either uniformly thickened throughout or basally coriaceous and distally membranous. Cerci are always absent. Metamorphosis usually gradual, rarely complete. Alimentary canal is suitably modified, filter chamber, to handle liquid food. Salivary glands are universally present. Extraoral digestion is apparently widespread. Abdominal ganglia fused with thoracic ganglia. Classification. There are two suborders viz. Heteroptera and Homoptera. Heteroptera Homoptera. Hetero different, ptera wing, homo uniform, ptera wing. 2. Bases of the forelegs. 1. Head is project or horizontal, head is deflexed. 2. Bases of the forelegs do not, bases of the forelegs touch the head, the head. 3. Beak arises from the anterior, beak arises from the posterior part of the head, part of the head. 4. Galure region of the head, galure region not clearly, midventral sclerotized defined part between labium and foramen magnum, well defined. 5. Pronotum usually greatly, pronotum is almost always small enlarged. And collar-like. 6. Scutellum triangular plate, scutellum not well developed. 6. Scutellum triangular plate, scutellum not well developed, found between the wing bases, well developed. 7. Forewings heavily sclerotized, forewings are of uniform at the base and the apical texture. They are frequently half as membranous, hemelytra, harder than hind pair. 8. Wings are held flat over the wings are held roof-like over the back at rest and the left, the back and wings do not over and right side overlap on lap the abdomen. 9. Honeydew secretion uncommon, honeydew secretion common. 10. Repugnatorial or odoriwax glands usually present, furous or scent glands present. 11. Both terrestrial and aquatic, terrestrial. 12. Herbivorous, predaceous or herbivorous. Important families of Heteroptera. 1. Gerridae, Jesus bugs, water striders, or pond skater. 2. Regiviidae, assassin bugs, kissing bugs or cone nose bugs. 3. Cymicidae, bed bugs. 4. Tingidae, lacewing bugs. 5. Miridae, plant bugs or leaf bugs. 6. Ligaidae, seed bugs or chinch bugs. 7. Pyrocoridae, red bugs or stainers. 8. Coridae, squash bugs or leaf-footed bugs. 9. Pentatomidae, stink bugs or shield bugs. 10. Nepidae, water scorpions. 11. Belostomatidae, giant water bugs or electric light bugs. Important families of Homoptera. 1. Cicadidae, cicadas. 2. Membracidae, tree hoppers or cowbugs. 3. Cicadelidae, leaf hoppers or jacids. 4. Cercopidae, spittlebug or cuckoo spilt or frog hopper. 5. Delphacidae, plant hoppers. 6. Lophopidae, aeroplane bugs. 7. Psyllidae, jumping plant lice. 8. Aelarididae, whiteflies. 9. Aphididae, aphids or plant lice or greenflies. 10. Coccidae, scale insects or soft scales. 11. Diospididae, armored scale. 12. Caridae, lac insect. 13. Pseudococcidae, mealy bug. 15. Thysanoptera. Synonyms, Physopoda. Etymology, Thysano fringe, ptera wings. Common name, thrips. Characters, they are minute, slender, soft-bodied insects. Mouth parts are rasping and sucking. Mouth cone is formed by the labrum and labium together with basal segments of maxillae. There are 3 stylets derived from 2 maxillae and left mandibles. Right mandible is absent, hence mouth parts are asymmetrical. Wings are either absent or long, narrow and fringed with hairs which increase the surface area. They are weak flyers and passive flight in wind is common. Tarsus is with 1 or 2 segments. At the apex of each tarsus a protrusible vesicle is present. Abdomen is often pointed. An appendicular ovipositor may be present or absent. Nymphal stage is followed by prepupal and pupal stages which are analogous to the pupae of endopterygote insects. This order is subdivided into 2 suborders. 1. Terebrantia, female with an appendicular ovipositor. Abdomen end is not tube-like. Wing venation is present. Important family is Thripidae. 2. Tubulifera. Ovipositor is absent. The abdomen end is tubular. Wing venation is absent. Importance. Most of the thrips species belong to the family Thripidae and are phytophagous. They suck the plant sap. Some are vectors of plant diseases. Few are predators, e.g. rice thrips. Stenchata thrips biformis is a pest in rice nursery. Chapter 28. Study of insect orders. Socoptera, Phyraphthora. 22. Order, Socoptera. Synonyms, Chorodentia, Capiagnatha. Etymology, P. Soco rub small, Terra, wings, Socos dust-like. Common names, book lice, bark lice, dust lice. Characters, they are minute and soft-bodied insects. Head has a distinct Y-shaped epicranial suture. Clypeus is swollen. Mouth parts are biting and chewing type. Mandibles are with well-developed molar and incisor areas. Lacinium is rod-like *pick, which is partially sunken into the head capsule. Legs are slender. Wings may be present or absent. Forewings are larger than hind wings. Wings are held roof-like over the abdomen. Cerci are absent. Sosids are frequently gregarious. Some sosids have the ability to spin silk. Dorsal pair of labial glands are modified into silk glands. Importance. The common book louse is Lipuscellus sp. They feed on paper paste of book binding, fragments of animal and vegetable matter and stored products. They are also damaged dry preserve insects and herbarium specimens. 23. Order, Phyraphthora lice. The lice are small, wingless ectoparasites of birds and mammals. These insects formerly were divided into two separate orders, the Melophaga chewing lice and Anopleura sucking lice. The suborder Anopleura contains several species that are parasites of domestic animals and two species that attack humans. These insects are irritating pests, and some are important vectors of disease. Many chewing lice are pests of domestic animals, particularly poultry. These lice cause considerable irritation, and heavily infested animals appear run down and emaciated. If not actually killed by the lice, they are still easy prey for disease. Different species of lice attack different types of poultry and domestic mammals, and each species usually infests a particular part of the host's body. None of chewing lice is known to attack people. Those who handle birds or other infested animals may occasionally get the lice on themselves, but the lice do not stay long. The Anopleura feed on the blood of their host. The mouth parts of a sucking louse consist of 3 piercing stylets that are normally withdrawn into a stylet sac in the head. The mouth parts are highly specialized and difficult to homologize with those of other insects. There is a short rostrum, probably the labrum, at the anterior end of the head, from which the 3 piercing stylets are protruded. The rostrum is eversible and is armed internally with small, recurved teeth. The stylets are about as long as the head and when not in use, are withdrawn into a long, sac-like structure below the alimentary canal. The dorsal stylet probably represents the fused maxillae. Its edges are curved upward and inward to form a tube that serves as a food channel. The intermediate stylet is very slender and contains the salivary channel. This stylet is probably the hypopharynx. The ventral stylet is the principal piercing organ. It is trough-shaped structure and is probably the labium. There are no palps. The tarsi of sucking lice are one-segmented and have a single, large claw that usually fits against a thumb-like process at the end of the tibia. This forms an efficient mechanism for hanging to the hairs of the host. The Phyraphthora undergo simple metamorphosis. The females of most species lay from 50 to 150 eggs, nearly always attaching them to the hairs or feathers of. In most species the developing louse goes through 3 nymphal instars. Identification characteristics. A. Small and wingless ectoparasites. B. Eyes are usually reduced or absent. C. Antennae short and have 3 to 5 segments. D. Apteris, dorsoventrally flat. E. Antennae 3 to 5 segmented. F. Prothorax free, meso and metathorax often imperfectly separated. G. Thoracic spiracles ventral. H. Tarsi 1 or 2 segmented, with single or paired claws. E.g. Menopon pallidum poultry louse. Pediculus humanus capitis family, Pediculidae head louse, Thyris pubis family, Thyridae crab louse or body louse. Chapter 29. Study of insect orders, Coleoptera. 24. Order, Coleoptera. Synonym, Elytroptera. Etymology, Coleo sheath, ptera wing. Common names, beetles, weevils. Characters, they are minute to large-sized insects. Antenna is usually 11-segmented. Mouth parts are chewing type. Mandibles are short with blunt teeth at the mesophace in Phytophagous group. In predators the mandibles are long, sharply pointed with blade-like inner ridge. In pollen feeders teeth are absent and the mandibles are covered with stiff hairs. Prothorax is large, distinct and mobile. Mesothorax and metathorax are fused with the first abdominal segment. Forewings are heavily sclerotized, veinless and hardened. They are called elytra. Forewings do not overlap and meet mid-dorsally to form a mid-dorsal line. It is not used for flight. They serve as a pair of convex shields to cover the hind wings and delicate tergites of abdomen. Hind wings are membranous with few veins and are useful in flight. At rest they are folded transversely and kept beneath the elytra. In some weevils and ground beetles the forewings are fused and hind wings are atrophied. A small part of the mesothorax known as scutellum remains exposed as a little triangle between the bases of elytra. Cerci and a distinct ovipositor are absent. Metamorphosis is complete. Larvae are often called grubs. Pupae are usually exarate and rarely found in cocoons. Importance. It is the largest order. It includes predators, scavengers and many crop pests. They also damage stored products. Classification. This order is divided into 2 suborders, viz., Adephaga devours and Polyphaga eaters of many things. Adephaga includes Cicindelidae, Carabidae and Didicidae. Other families listed out below come under Polyphaga. Families of predators. 1. Cicindelidae, tiger beetles. 2. Carabidae, ground beetles. 3. Didacity, true water beetles, predaceous diving beetles. 4. Gyrinidae, whirligig beetles. 5. Coccinellidae, ladybird beetles. 6. Lampyridae, fireflies, glowworms. Families of scavengers. 1. Scarabaeidae, scarabs, dung beetles. 2. Hydrophilidae, water scavenger beetles. Families of stored product pests. 1. Onobiidae, wood worms, wood borers. 2. Bostrichidae, grain borers. 3. Bruchidae, pulse beetles, seed beetles. 4. Tenebrionidae. Three Bruchidae, pulse beetles, seed beetles. 4. Tenebrionidae, mealworms. Families of crop pests. 1. Apionidae, ant-like weevils. 2. Buprestid, jewel beetles, metallic wood borers. 3. Cassididae, tortoise beetles. 4. Cerambicidae, longicorn beetles. 5. Curculionidae, weevils, snout beetles. 6. Dynastidae, unicorn beetles, rhinoceros beetles. 7. Elateridae, click beetles, wire worms. 8. Galarusidae, pumpkin beetles. 9. Meloidae, blister beetles, oil beetles. 10. Melilondidae, Schaefer beetles, June beetles, white grubs. Chapter 30. Study of insect orders. Neuroptera, Hymenoptera, Trichoptera. 25. Order, Neuroptera. Etymology, neuro-nerve, ptera wings. Common names, lace wings, ant lions, mantispidflies, oldflies. Characters, they are soft-bodied insects. Antenna is filiform, with or without a terminal club. Mouth parts are chewing type in adults. Wings are equal, membranous with many cross veins. They are held in a roof-like manner over the abdomen. They are weak flyers. Larva is campodiform with mandibulosectorial mouthparts. Pupa is exarate. Pupation takes place in a silken cocoon. 6 out of 8 Malpighian tubules are modified as silk glands. They spin the cocoons through anal spinnerets. Classification. This order is subdivided into 2 suborders, viz. Megaloptera and Planopenia. Suborder, Planopenia. 1. Chrysopidae, green lacewings, golden eyes, stinkflies, aphid lions. 2. Mantispidae, mantispidflies. 3. Myrmeleontidae, ant lions. 4. Ascalophidae, oldflies. 26. Order, Hymenoptera. Etymology, hymen membrane, ptera wings. Hymeno god of marriage, ptera wings. Marriage, union of fore and hind wings by Hamuli. Common names, ichneumon ants, bees, wasps, parasitoids. Characters, mouthparts are primarily adapted for chewing. Mandibles are very well developed. In bees both labium and maxilla are integrated to form the lapping tongue. Thorax is modified for efficient flight. Pronotum is collar-like. Mesothorax is enlarged. Metathorax is small. Both prothorax and metathorax are fused with mesothorax. Wings are stiff and membranous. Forewings are larger than hindwings. Wing venation is reduced. Both forewings and hindwings are coupled by a row of hooklets, hamuli, present on the leading edge of the hindwing. Abdomen is basally constricted. The first abdominal segment is called propodium. It is fused with metathorax. The first pair of abdominal spiracles is located in the propodium. The second segment is known as pedicel, which connects the thorax and abdomen. Abdomen beyond the pedicel is called gaster or metasoma. Ovipositor is always present in females. It is variously modified for oviposition or stinging or sawing or piercing plant tissue. Metamorphosis is complete. Often the grub is opodous and eucephalous. Larva is rarely eruciform. Pupa is exarate and frequently enclosed in a silken cocoon secreted from labial glands. Sex is determined by the fertilization of the eggs. Fertilized eggs develop into females and males are produced from unfertilized eggs. Males are haploid and females diploid. Classification. This order is subdivided into 2 suborders. Symphyta apocrita. 1. Abdomen is broadly joined to the thorax. Abdomen is petiolated. 2. Larva is a caterpillar and larva is a grub and it belongs to a ruciform type to opodous eucephalous type. 3. Stemata are Suborder, Symphyta. 1. Tenthredinidae, sawflies. 2. Suborder, Apocrita. 1. Ichneumonidae, ichneumon 2. Braconidae, braconid wasps. 4. Bethelidae, bethelid wasps. 5. Chalcididae, chalcid wasps. 6. Euliphidae, pupal parasitoids. 7. Trichogrammatidae, egg parasitoids. 8. Abaniidae, ensign wasps. 9. Agonidae, fig wasps. 10. Vespidae, yellow jackets, hornets. 11. Sphaecidae, thread-waisted wasp, digger wasp, mud dauber. 12. Formicidae, ants. 13. Apidae, honey bees. 14. Megachilidae, leaf cutter bees. 15. Xylocopidae, carpenter bees. 27. Order, Trichoptera caddisflies. A. Slender, elongate moth-like insects. B. Antennae long and thread-like, usually as long as longer than the body. C. 2 pairs of wings held roof-like at repose. D. Mandibles vestigial or absent. E. Legs long, slender, tarsi segmented. F. Larva ruciform, aquatic, respire through tracheal gills, live in cases made of leaves, shoot, sand grains, debris and silken web. Pupae exarate, e.g. Rhacophylla naviculata. Chapter 31. Study of insect orders, Lepidoptera, Siphonoptera. 28. Order, Lepidoptera. Synonym, Glossota. Etymology, lepidoscale, ptera wings. Common names, moths, butterflies, skippers. Characters, body, wings, appendages, are densely clothed with overlapping scales, which give color, rigidity and strength. They insulate the body and smoothen airflow over the body. Mouth parts in adults are of siphoning type. Mandibles are absent. The galleae of maxillae are greatly elongated and are held together by interlocking hooks and spines. The suctorial proboscis is coiled up like a watch spring and kept beneath the head when not in use. Wings are membranous and are covered with overlapping pigmented scales. Forewings are larger than hind wings. Cross veins are few. Wings are coupled by either frenate or amplexiform type of wing coupling. Larvae are polypod or ruciform type. Mouth parts are adapted for chewing with strong mandibles. A group of lateral ocelli is found on either side of the head. The antenna is short and 3-segmented. There are 3 pairs of 5-segmented thoracic legs ending in claws. 2 to 5 pairs of fleshy unsegmented prolegs are found in the abdomen. At the bottom of the proleg, crochets are present. Pupa is generally obtect. It is either naked or enclosed in a cocoon made out of soil, frass, silk or larval hairs. Classification. Majority of lepidopteran insects, 97%, are grouped under the suborder Detritia, in which the female insects have 2 pores. The copulatory pore is located in 8th abdominal sternite and the egg pore in 9th abdominal sternite. Remaining insects are grouped under the suborder Monotricha, in which the female insects have 1 pore. Butterfly families. 1. Nymphalidae, brush-footed or 4-footed butterflies. 2. Lycaenidae, blues, coppers, hair streaks. 3. Popilionidae, swallowtails. 4. Pieridae, whites and sulfurs. 5. Satyridae, browns, meadow browns. Moth families. 6. Arctida, tiger moths. 7. Bombycidae, silkworm moths. 8. Cochlididae, slug caterpillar. 9. Crampidae, grass moths. 10. Galeciidae, paddy moth. 11. Geometridae, loopers. 12. Limantridae, tussock moths. 13. Noctuidae, noctua moths. 15. Pyraustidae, grass borers. 16. Saturniidae, moon months, giant silkworm moths. 17. Sphingidae, hawk moths, sphinx moths, hornworms. Skipper family. 18. Hesperiidae, skipper. 29. Order, Siphonoptera. Fleas. Fleas are small, wingless, holometabolous insects. With rare exception, the adults depend for nourishment on the blood of warm-blooded vertebrates. However, the larvae are relatively free-living and feed on organic material in the larval habitat. The bodies of adult fleas tend to be laterally compressed and usually have caudally directed setae and spines that expedite forward progress through the vestiture of the host while resisting the backward movements frequently associated with the grooming activities of the host. Adults have shiny, hairy bodies and range from light, yellowish-brown to almost black. Identification characteristics. Small, wingless, laterally flattened insects with backwardly directed spine-like setae. B. Mouth parts adopted for piercing and sucking, laciniae of maxillae forming the suctorial apparatus. C. Legs long with coxae greatly enlarged, have tremendous capacity to jump. D. Antennae short, lie in grooves in the head. E. Both sexes suck blood from mammals and birds, some are vectors of deadly pathogens, e.g. Pullix irritans, human flea, Xenopsilocheek. C. Rat flea. Chapter 32. Mecoptera, Strepsiptera, Diptera. 30. Order, Mecoptera, scorpionflies. Scorpionflies and hangingflies are medium-sized, about 9 to 25 m long, slender-bodied insects with the head prolonged below the eyes as a beak, or rostrum. The rostrum is formed primarily by elongation of the clypeus. Its posterior surface consists partly of the lengthened maxillae and labium, but the mandibles are not unusually elongate and are at the lower end of the rostrum. Most Mecoptera have 4 long, narrow membranous wings. The front and hind wings are similar in size and shape and have similar venation. Identification characteristics. Slender, moderate-sized, carnivorous insects, usually with 2 pairs of subequal wings. B. Head produced into a vertically deflected rostrum with biting mouthparts. C. Abdominal tergum 1 fused with the thorax. D. Male genitalia held like a scorpion sting at the end of the abdomen. E. Larva ruciform with compound eyes. F. Pupae exarate. E.g. Panorpa fructa. 31. Order, Strepsiptera, twisted wing parasites. The Strepsiptera are minute insects, all of which are parasitic on other insects. The 2 sexes are quite different. The males are free-living and winged, whereas the females are wingless and often legless, and in most species do not leave the host. Identification characteristics. Minute insects and are parasitic on other insects. B. Males free-living and winged, whereas the females are wingless and often legless. C. Front wings are reduced and hind wings are large and membranous, fan-like. D. Have chewing mouth parts and compound eyes. E.g. Neostylops shannoni. 32. Order, Diptera. Etymology, D2, ptera wing. Common names, true flies, mosquitoes, gnats, midges. Characters, they are small to medium-sized, soft-bodied insects. The body regions are distinct. Head is often hemispherical and attached to the thorax by a slender neck. Mouth parts are of sucking type, but may be modified. All thoracic segments are fused together. The thoracic mass is largely made up of mesothorax. A small lobe of the mesonotum, scutellum, overhangs the base of the abdomen. They have a single pair of wings. Forewings are larger, membranous and used for flight. Hind wings are highly reduced, knobbed at the end and are called halter. They are rapidly vibrated during flight. They function as organs of equilibrium. Flies are the swiftest among all insects. Metamorphosis is complete. Larvae of more common forms are known as maggots. They are opodous and acephalous. Mouth parts are represented as mouth hooks which are attached to internal sclerites. Pupa is generally with free appendages, often enclosed in the hardened last larval skin called puparium. Pupa belongs to the coarctate type. Classification: this order is subdivided into 3 suborders. Nematocera thread horn antenna is long and many segmented in adult. Larval head is well developed. Larval mandibles act horizontally. Pupa is weakly obtect. Adult emergence is through a straight split in the thoracic region. Brachycera short horn antenna is short and few segmented in adult. Larval head is retractile into the thorax. Larval mandibles act vertically. Pupa is exarate. Adult emergence is through a straight split in the thoracic region. Cyclorrhapha circular crack antenna is aristate in adult. Larval head is vestigial with mouth hooks. Larval mouth hooks act vertically. Pupa is coarctate. The coarctate pupa has a circular line of weakness along which the pupal case splits during the emergence of adult. The split results due to the pressure applied by an eversible bladder tulinum in the head. I. Nematocera. 1. Culicidi, mosquitoes. 2. Cicidamiidae, gall midges. E. Brachycera. 3. Acyllidae, robber flies. 4. Tabanidae, horse flies. E. Cyclorrhapha. 5. Surfidae, hover flies, flower flies. 6. Tephrididae, fruit flies. 7. Drosophilidae, vinegar gnats, pumice flies. 8. Tachinidae, tachnid flies. 9. Musidae, house fly. 10. Hippobosidae, dog fly. Chapter 26. Study of insect orders. Mantodia, Blatodia.